Welcome back everyone to Alchemy Factory, and we made a lot of progress in the last one. We managed to set up a pulley build, we replicated a lot of the original starting builds we had, we managed to get a glass set up, we managed to do bandages, we put a dispatch portal. So we're doing pretty good at the moment, shall we say. We managed to also set up the money lines running from here up to the top, down here. I have got most of the items for the quest, but I've had to bring it back a bit early because we're coming up to the end of day report. I didn't want to miss that. So let's go and turn in these quests what I can. I'll need to wait for a little bit more glass to turn in the second. So which one is worth the most? That's worth 41,000. That's worth 7. 3 days, 2 days. It doesn't really matter on that. We'll have them done on this day. So I just need another 40 glass. And we will have a new quest in about an hour in the game. I've gone round and topped up everything. I also remembered I had an empty space here. I've started stacking pulleys in there. Because we've got a lot of pulleys in a box not doing anything. But yeah, we might as well start having them in the shop as well now. Fill up a lot of this in between episodes, so we've got a good amount there to keep the shop going. Today we're going to be making a push for vitality potions and see if we need the soap. I don't think we do. We will come back to soap, but there's a lot of interesting things down here I want to be going into. It's like this one here, the turquoise. It's a nice simple build. All it needs is healing potions and sand. Well, we know how to do sand because we set it up in the last episode. We changed the blueprint around a bit. This is our new sand build. Comes down off the back. All I need to do is just connect the box over... Where is it? This box here with healing potions. We could have these healing potions feeding into the sand as well. Okay, end of day report. Let's have a look at what money we're making. So as I say, potions are always going to be one of your biggest sellers until you can get into relics. 286 potions, 24,000 just off the potions. We made 40,000 in quests. Well, 41,000. We managed to earn 85,000 and we only spent out 34. Even if we didn't do that quest, we're still 11,000 more than what we're making. If you look at the amount of money from everything else, it's not great, and we're not started selling glass in the shop yet. So we want... Let's have a look. Let's look in our menu. It's easier to look through here. So it needs to go into a blender. We haven't used blenders yet. So let's start off with a blender. There you are. Let's set the recipe and let's see what sort of ratios we're looking at. A vitality potion needs 600 fruit rind. We'll go over that in a minute. Quick lime only needs 30. So currently we've got a quick lime set up here. It is doing 6.7, so every 3 is 20. I am still on the base speeds. I will upgrade it as soon as we get into relics and I can start putting that into experience. So yeah, 3 of these for 20. I need... Was it 30? So I am going to have a little bit left over. Now, I could double up the potions and do 15 per minute. That is an option. And then double all the numbers, because quick lime setup is basically 60 a minute. And I have already got fuel down there. So I could basically copy. It's only stone. Stone getting crushed, going through a furnace. So all I would need to do is thread in the furnace line into here and here. Actually, it wouldn't even need the plant ash at the back. So all I've got to do is copy from this corner here up to the other edge of the build. Some of it I might just have to cut off because it will pick up stuff I don't need. I need to go basically up to there. So what do I need to do that? I am short of wood, short of stone, short of nails. So let's go and get that sorted. Okay, so we'll try and do this again. I think I've got all the items I needed. Actually, I do keep forgetting if I press blueprint and go to last restored blueprint. Ah, I've copied a box since. Never mind. But you can use the R command to just do your last build you did. Pick up from the corner. No, want blueprint mode first. Pick up from the corner here. And then I do need to jump over, unfortunately. I don't like keep jumping over stuff, but I've got no option. So I need to go up to the edge of this build here. Is that the one I'm trying to do? I think it is. Yeah, because stone into there, yeah. Let's go up to that corner. Let's copy that, put it out in the open, and then we'll make to whatever changes we need to. So you're coming down, but that can come down at any point, any direction. You need fuel to go into the furnaces, which would be here. So that would just need to come out a certain way. We can have that anything. This would need to be on the back line because of the money. Or it's easier to have it on the back line. We could also... The reason I do these is actually we can't thread it because that's where the stone is outputting. And that's got a portal. But I could bring it to the top. But I would need to put a load of stands in there. We could also thread the fuel from this side. Well, we do have fuel over here and we have fuel here. So that's not too bad. We'll put this build somewhere about here onto the back. I think that's the best way. Don't think I need to cut anything down. And then this should give us the quicklime powder we'll be after. That will sort out you, and then we'll have to deal with the fruit wine after that, which will be fertilizer. Yeah, I'm happy with just cutting this. Hopefully I've got enough room in the inventory. I do. Fantastic. And we want this to come up onto the back here. But I want to have... I need to make sure it's not merging with the next build. So I can see it's blue, so I know that's connected at the bottom. That will do. The middle one never connects because... Okay, it looks like my bars have swapped. Okay. Middle one never connects for some reason. It's because these are tower lifts or conveyor lifts. The centre's a single belt. Single belts do not like connecting onto each other. But I can see money going in, and if I come here, it is already set up for doing stone, and I can already see money going in. Same up here. I can see money going in. So all I need to do with this build now is just get this fuel into here. And we don't need to overcomplicate it. Just something as simple as that. And then we've probably got... Well, we did say we could do 3 more furnaces before we needed in the last episode. Each of my builds with 3 boosts, allowing me to have 6 furnaces on one of my power setups for charcoal powder. So this is probably going to use all my charcoal powder. So it might be best to just cut it there. Okay, and if we need to get anything else on the line, then I'll have to build another power plant. But next tier, we will go up to better stuff. You're going in there. It should have started all these furnaces, so I don't need to pre-tempt put anything in them. The belts are doing the job. Going up, so that's perfect. It's the last in the sequence. I've probably got a little bit of fuel left over between each build, but not enough to do another build. So we have got all our quicklime powder coming out here. So we have already covered everything we need in the start. So we need to just deal with fruit wine now. Let's have a look in the menu and see how we do fruit wine. So fruit wine there, it is red currants in an extractor equals fruit wine. Let's get an extractor down. Let's have a look at the numbers. I do want to go and have a look at the quests before it's end of day in case we had an urgent one. So I need glass. And we do have another quest there that needs glass as well. So let's take all the glass we've got. And let's pick up some iron as well. Still keeping up the iron buildies. And it is being automated at the top there. So we've got about half a box It will do us for the moment. Let's have a look at what the other quest is. No, it's another random one. That's fine. We can turn you in. And let's just pin it. So what do I need? 8 bandages. We've got some of them. Linen thread. Or linen cloth. And glass. So that's nice. We'll just quickly turn that in. We don't have enough glass yet because I'm going to be using a lot in the next build. So I won't start providing them into the shop yet. The money I've got with the copper, that can just get chucked in the box. And then I'll keep the 160. I will need to change this. Because I have noticed this box is totally full with 80,000. The second box is half full and we're starting to get silvers. So it might be close to where I need to start changing the line to silver coins. Now, we'll need to make a slight alteration if I want to do that. We are up to the end of the day. I think you get 9 o'clock, your shop closes. So now's a good time to do it. So I'm going to move that box, which is going to remove the stuff above. Because if I want this to go in here, I want it to go into a bank portal. I mean, ideally, the bank portal would have been better having at the end. Do need all that sort of stuff to go onto the belt before I start putting silver onto there. Okay, let's have a look at the bank portal. See if I can stack anything on top of it and then it would fix it. Yes. We'll re-put this tower in a second. So all I've got to do is delete you. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen with the money. But I should have enough room to put the bank portal in here now. Perfect. So I want to set you up for 1 silver. So all this in here. We'll go into this machine. It will stack up 1,000, which is 1 silver. So it's up to 800, 850, 950. And you'll start seeing 1 silvers on the belt. We're at the point where we need that now. And if we need to, let's just take the silver out of there. It will start getting rid of all this money. And then I can put that box back in as another buffer. But yeah, never let your money overflow, otherwise you won't earn money. And we want to be earning a lot of money. So yeah, I'll put that box back in exactly how it was. And we'll put them lifts back in exactly how there was as well. So bottom coming up from the top. Copper U to the front. And then just connect the belt back up. Now when the shop closes between 9 and... I was about to say home time. But yeah, when we go home, we do need to fix this as well. Please say I can stack on top of this. Oh, I can't. I didn't know that was a thing. Oh, bother. I just assumed you can always put belts on the top of these. No, you can't. So that won't work there because I need to get you down. Now, maybe I can get a shelf in. Going to have a bag on the floor again, I'm well aware. If I can get a shelf below it, then I can fix it round it. I'd say perfect. It's not quite perfect, but it will do for what I need to. So I still want them as 2 separate belts. So I would think for now, I'm just going to delete that box. It's going to give me another bag, I'm well aware. We'll connect them boxes back up. All the money will filter to the very edge. Let's just give it an helping hand. All the money in there, let's take out. So as you see, we've got a lot of money just sitting around doing nothing at the moment. These 2 I can move. I could also put a second shelf in and just have it tucked straight down, but no, we'll have it like this. So we want it to join the bottom, which it is, and we want it to be taken from the top, which it will be. And then I can just copy that there. Now this line is fairly simple. I just do that. Now I can connect you around the back. I've got an idea. So if we connect you to there, we'll take you from the bottom, and then we're going to rotate you around on top of this. And then why not? We'll just take you straight back down right at this point. So I want you coming out the left, and I want the top rotated, and then I just need a single belt here and a single belt here. So that's connected everything back up again. I've still got my 2 outputs with the 2 sets of money, so it can clear out the till as quick as possible. And then we've got 4 boxes, and the silver's going onto the line, so it will slow down everything on the line. But soon we'll start seeing 1 silver, which is 1,000 copper. So basically 20 stacks of these copper is going to replace. Now what I could also do is, because the money's coming out here, I could filter that straight the way back in into a loop back into the end box here. I can move these back 1 and belt in this line to join onto here. It will replace all this money with silver then. I don't like lines being stagnant. I always like them moving. So yeah, I think I'll work out that now. So you can go all the way up to here. Up to that point. Means these 2 belts are going to have to be moved. And now's the best time to actually do it, to be honest. So you can go into here. From there into the 2 boxes. We'll put a couple of lab stands, which are on my 5. I've got the keys the wrong way to my other save. Put you there, and then we'll still feed it onto the belt how we did before. At least then everything will loop round. All this copper that's sitting on the line will start moving again, and then will start being turned into silver. So let's get these 2 tower lifts in before the morning. We want to take you from the top, put the belt back in, copper you to the front, and put that belt back in. So there is like a 3-way junction here, but that's fine. End of day. So we had a big drop on the healing potions. The day before it was about 250. This day, only 148 sold. We made 39 plus the 27, which is 66,000. We only spending out 31. 15,000 was from, well, 20,000 was from quests. We're still making a major profit in the store. And that's good. And did I get it fixed? Yeah. So yeah, that's going into there. 3-way split. All the money is now going to be turned into silver before it's going anywhere. So we'll start slowly clear these boxes. If it needs to, I can always put a second one. I didn't really want the belts on the floor like this. I would rather have them up high. But until I can get all the walls and stuff sorted, this works well. Most of it will be covered by machines. And eventually I could always do another split when I want to build that way. But I don't need to buy any other properties yet. I think I'm happy with that. But we are on a new day, so let's go and have a look at the quest before the shop opens up. And as you see here, copper runs out there, and this is where all the silver starts taking over, and now it's starting to back up. We're rich enough, and we start again silver in the shop. Oh, we've got another carpenter's quest, brick and glass. We should be able to do that one fairly easy. We're making both now. It's only railings, but it's 28,000, so not bad. And then we'll pin you on vitality potions. Because we've unlocked it, we're not going to be round to vitality on this day. But we do have 2 days to do this quest. So I'll come and collect it on the next day. But we can definitely turn in the carpenter's quest. Let's go and get that dealt with. Let's have a look how this is doing. Yeah, still plenty in the boxes. And these are the only 3 boxes I really need to pay attention to. They're more full. So let's pick up a full stack of you. We'll use some for the quest. Let's take all the glass we've got, which is round here now. I've put another building since. Good amount of glass. Let's go and turn the quest in first. That'll take us back over 200,000 on us. And I could always put some of that money in the boxes, but I'm going to wait for all the copper to clear up first. Your carpenter's quests are behind you unlocking items, not just the tier. So you have to unlock a certain item. So that one, I would have got access when I unlocked glass. Because I would have had bricks unlocked for quite a while. And then, like I say, we'll collect that if we can get the vitality set up, which we are slowly working on. So I think we needed one of the other things, wasn't it? One of the blenders, okay? So blenders you won't be able to see until you actually start putting... And I can't remember the ratios for it. So the red currant seeds needs 144 Vs. Now, if you have a look at your materials, currently our basic fertilizer can only do 12. So it does mean that each one is going to be needing 12 fertilizer. And my base amount is 144, which should be a full belt. Actually, no, that's fine. Maximum... Oh, actually, you can only do a maximum of 12V. Nutritious value, 144. Can get quite complicated working all this out. Sometimes it's easier just to build it. So we've got our quick lime. We just need to know how many red currants we need to make the fruit wine. And the only way we're going to do that is to build up another stack. There. I was going to say, it would have been nice if I'd have moved this down slightly so I could have had the next build a lot simpler. We could even bring out the quick lime this side. It doesn't need to be here. So just for now, I'm just going to X all that out. We'll put the builds down the other side. We could even just put it down the front. That would also work. So we come out this side. We'll take it from the top. All the quick limes coming down here, and then we can belt this wherever we want to. Just put the one belt like that. So we know this is 60 a minute. So it does mean whatever the fruit wine is, we've got to double it. Now it is going to need fertilizer. So where was our fertilizer, or do we need another fertilizer plant? This still hasn't backed up, so that means I need another fertilizer plant. This is only just about keeping up, going down to 6. I could allow more down here if I block off the slots, which I think I might just do. Because all these will have like... Okay, so these are struggling. You're not struggling, so you're taking everything and you're taking everything. Yeah, let's go back to what I was doing before. Don't want this to take all the fertilizer. I need it to be going down the line. Okay, I've gone and blocked up all the slots, but it is really struggling. So what I'm going to do in just in the moment, I'm going to put a third one into fertilizer. That should help it out a bit, because these at the end here are really struggling to get the fertilizer. I've just put 10 in, it's down to 8. And these over here are down to 6 now. At the end of the line, I'll keep them all the way up. So I'm just going to have to pre-do these. The extra bonus we've got off the fertilizer now will keep all these going. Just checking on them. You're still sticking at 10. You're still sticking at 10. So it is starting to come down a bit further down. But yeah, we're right on the limit of fertilizer. So for the next build, we do have more charcoal here. The money belt does look clear, but it's just because it's on its cycle coming round. So the silver coins are coming around the back. All the bronze or the copper It's still a full container there. Half a container there. So it is still coming out. I might need a second bank. Now I could just delete one box and put a second bank on quite easy. Let's have a look at the other side of the place. And how is that looking? So a little trickle of silver out. I think I did go onto the silver a bit early, but there is a lot of copper in here still. And these aren't using the stuff because the boxes are full. So we're not broke. We've still got a good amount. And if I need to, just to flood the belt with some silver, what I'm going to do in this stack is I'm going to change the first one to a load of silver just so it will flood the belt. 25,000 on me is more than enough. It will use up all that silver just to flood the belt, which it's doing now. Then the coppers will come behind, or yeah, the coppers will come behind. Yeah, 25,000 on me is more than enough, and we've got 1.5 boxes. It will slow the system down. I do think I just need a temporary second box. Now, this will cause a bag. That's fine. Put you into there, put all the copper in. If I need money, I can grab it out the box. So that one there can come up into this. This one here, let's do it as tight as possible and go into here. What is this set up for? 1 silvers, that's fine. It's kept the same thing. And then we can thread both these onto the same belt. And if I need money, I can just go and grab the silver off the belt. Take you out of there because that line is stopped, and we'll just put you in the first section just so the silver comes into this box now. Okay, that's going to help out the system. It will all catch up, and the line is being flooded now, so you will see a nice big trickle of silver coins coming down. As you can see, all these are going to be silver. That's fine. It will just keep all the machines going. So, yeah, we need to get a fertilizer plant down. Okay, let's see if we can restore that blueprint, or have I got to rebuild it? Nope, it's allowed me to put it down. That's fine. We'll put it down, and then we'll trim what we don't need. So your belt has to come... like that. That's fine. It comes up to the last machine. It joins up. It's a bit tighter than it was before. That's fine. Don't need this belt here. Okay, we tidied up that. Money portals are on the back. That's fine. And then we just need to thread in fuel to this and this because it does need these. So fuel is going to have to be connected. It is backed up, so I know I've got capacity to do some of this, even if it's not efficient. That's fine. Go down to you. And I won't put the belt in until I know where I need to go to. So you will start a couple of spaces there. That'll be fine. Give my inventory just a little bit of a tidy up. Just making sure the game isn't going to stop me for any reason. Put it this time, and then let's put it into place. So okay, you're onto the belt. It's left me the one space I want. Just have to connect that center belt up again. And the fuel would need to come down to this side. I'm left it a little tight to get in there. And unfortunately, we're out of wood, so let's go and pick some more up. That build is very hefty on the wood. Okay, not a bad day. We earned 60,000. We spent out 33. And because we're having more products in the shop now, less people are coming in and asking for the healing potions. And we're making quite a bit off quests. Half the money we made is off quests. If we didn't, we would just be a little under breaking even in the shop. We don't have anything on here about the bandage contract, but we're not really making the bandages at a decent rate. I was just topping up the shop just to make sure all the stacks are full. And the pulleys we did set up. Just look at how many we've got. The shop can't sell anywhere near having a full pulley build. You only really need a partial. But there is some recipes we could take all the excess and use it for other things, especially when we get up to relics. So let's put all that in there. Give it a bit of a swizzle. Oh, I've got way too much rope on me. Bit of clay. Probably need to pick up some gears. We'll always need gear, so we'll take them out the boxes. That machine outside will produce a little bit more. And I've got more than enough bricks on me. The sand for now I can just throw away. I don't need it, and we need to pick up some stone. And I keep buying stuff for these machines as well, just to keep them going in the background. How are we doing with wood? We have less than 400, so let's take another stack. Have a look at the quest, see if we can get luckier on this day with a quest. So the random quest just needs some healing potions. So we'll tag that on. And we're still nowhere near vitality. We've only got one more day to do it. But just for now, I'll take you. Do the quest. Get some money. And then we dump the healing potions away. Okay, the shop's going to be good for a while. They'll go back to this build here. So where do we do? Who's doing fertilizer? We do need to plug in the 2 fuel lines down here. So let's get some. Yeah, that's fine. That variant. And we just need to go up to the back. So the belt would need to come from the back down here. We just need to make sure it's reaching both these, which it is. They both turn blue. Let's go and connect up, so any extra power will just go and fuel this. It will run dry, and if we do have any sort of backups on anywhere on the belt, just looking actually we need to look at the builds here. So yeah, you're right up to the limit. You've not got anything extra. These down here don't really have fuel. We're taking out the fuel already, what we need for these as a priority. Anything down here with extra fuel on, I could just thread down now again. It's stopping slightly, but not enough. I would need another efficiency. But we are going to be coming up to some better versions of fueling the machines. But we're right at the limit. Just means we're having to put down a lot more plants than I was hoping for. So fuel's in now. All the fires are on there. And I can see the fuel coming up here. Oh, that was already on. This is the one what we've been connecting up. Just going to connect up that second spot so it doesn't take all the fuel. The last in the system, I'm okay with having full fuel. So yeah, this one's struggling to get the fuel because the first one was taking it all. But it will be fine as soon as the line backs up. We know we can. We know we said this is probably not going to run 100% efficient. That one and that one will take the most. So as long as I'm getting equal amount of sage as I am of this, it's not bad. And then this will give us some more fertilizer here to go back onto a belt. And just for now, I think I'm just going to continue on just put the fertilizer on the inside just for the moment. Eventually I will rebuild everything. So we want a new stack with nurseries. So we have got the ones here. Those don't look too bad. So we've already got the blueprint for that. I'm pretty certain we're going to need a lot more than 3, but we'll start off with that. So we've got a nursery stand there, but it requires lab stands. We're not up to that, so I can't use that one. But I've got my stackable triple nursery down here. Just need to pick up some more iron. Now, we did use this in previous episodes, so it's not a new build. It's something I've already used. And copper stuff I've got on me. So let's just have a look how these are doing. So it looks like we're down to just the 1 box of copper. So it is slowly catching up now. We've got 2 machines on. We could just have 1 line coming down the back for 2 machines. And then, yeah, I'm not using this for anything. So I'm okay with it the way it is. The more money we earn, the faster that belt's going to go up. And as soon as the belt is totally full with 1 coins and we start having backup here, that's when I will change it up to 2 coins. Again, when we get the backup, I'll get to 3 coins. Okay, so let's figure out this. So we do need to prime these nurseries. We've done this before. Otherwise, this old build doesn't kick. Because at the moment, the quicklime's coming down. But it's waiting for the plant ash. I don't think we've got any plant ash in the boxes, but we'll have to check. We did have bits of different things. I've got sage powder in here. Might have some in one of the boxes. Oh, I do have some plant ash. So just to kickstart this, I could just put the plant ash in here. Just to allow some fertilizer to come out. Well, it's always good to have a little bit in the back. In a box somewhere, because it can help you out just to prime lines at the start. Once you've got them primed and you know them working, then they should keep themselves going. But this is probably not going to be an 100% efficient build. These end machines probably won't be getting the full amounts. But that's fine. I'm not going to be building a full 12 nurseries, I don't think. I hope not. I can't remember what the numbers was. We do have some quicklime powder there as well. What else have I got in my boxes? Nothing in there. Got a load of linen in here. I don't need you in here. And we can take them out the next time I need some stuff. You're good at the moment. Okay, so what was the next part we wanted? It's the red currants. So let's try and build that triple stack again. So, stackable nurseries. I've got everything this time. So we'll start off with 3. So this one only needs a fertilizer feed. We do need to fix some of the belts most likely. Actually, this one might not need the belts fixing. Because it's my build I saved and not a copy of another build. Yeah, so that's coming down. Round the bottom, looping into the machines, and then it will go up and stack it. I do want to change these. They are currently not set for anything. We need to buy red currant seeds. We've got 10,000 on us. That should be enough to buy them. I do know they're more expensive, but I can never remember how much. We'll get 3 for now. And just for now, I think I'm just going to plug in 1. I need to see what the output is. So it's only 5 a minute. Then I need to get a blender on the edge. Just to see what the numbers are on here. So 10 a minute. So basically each one of these would need 2. Just for now, I'm just going to put a belt out here. Like that. So every belt would need 2 to get it running efficient. That would give us 200 milliliters. Now we are doing a double vitality build. If we can't do a double because of how much this needs, that's fine. Having them at half rate, it just means we'll have a load of quicklime hanging back. Ah, this is the quicklime for this. I was going to say I'm getting confused. So now the problem is I've got to jump this to get to here, but that's fine. I can just belt round the outside. So we need 600 a minute to do vitality potions. I'm okay running these at half speed, I think. We do need 100 for the quest. It's just otherwise I will need 6 nurseries, and when we go up to advanced, then all the numbers change again. In theory, you would be better coming in from the back, but I've already got this all set up. So it goes in, up, across here, up to the top, and across. So everything up the top here doesn't need to be here. I had to change this on a previous build. It's okay if you're going up to the ceiling, because it does fall underneath the roof, I think. If I remember right when I built it. Let's jump up on top. Take the bottom one. Take the bottom one there. Just make it look a little tidier. So those are my outputs here, here, and there. Now, if it's only coming out at 5 a minute, I can have all these belts combined. So that's going to be quite easy to get you combined. So we can put a belt onto the back. And let's just take it from that shelf. And we can put a belt from here, like that. Have you coming down from the top tier. That should work. We should see stuff coming down if it's connected. Get up higher because I can't see what's going on up top. Ah, we didn't get the seeds in. That's why it's not working. Yeah, 5 a minute, 1 every 12 seconds, so it takes a while before you start seeing it. We'll give that a second and we'll activate the middle. If we see the belt backing up, then we know it's still enough to provide it. So we have got these here, so we can just move you out just so I've got a copy. So if we need 6, that would be the simplest way. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cancel. So yeah, red current coming out at 5 a minute. Each one of these needs 10 a minute to produce 100 milliliters. So that'll be balanced at 6. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just use them balances numbers. So we don't need the extractor there anymore because we've got these now to look at the numbers. It seems to fill up the starting ones before it's going down to the rest. What's going on with you? Ah, those are just waiting to go in these. Bit weird that it's just stopped there the way that stopped. We could also have a flask, which we've got access to, these here. So we could have everything filtering into a bottle at the end. We could also have it filtering into bottles this side. And then it's time to do piping. Piping can be a bit troublesome. So we're going to start from there. This is going to be quite simple because we're just going to go across. It's when you're going up, it tends to be a bit of a problem. And also, I'm just going to connect these this way. And I'm just going to go across like that as well. So how much can be stored in here? Only 200 milliliters, but it's a little bit of a buffer we've got. And also, why not connect all these three up together as well? Yeah, I'm happy with that. So you can go from there to there. So all we would need to do is connect that to a blender and get the quick lime to it as well. And then we've got our vitality potions already. So easiest way, this is right here. We need to be able to bring the quick lime in. It's a shame I'm not using this quick lime for this and this quick lime for the fertilizer. I could reroute it to make it easier, but no. We'll just do a simple way. We'll just bring you around the outside. So we'll bring you up to there. Up to the edge here. Bring you down to here. And it's just as simple. That goes into there, and then I've just got to connect this pipe to this. Might need a bit of space because that doesn't seem to want to connect. You can change the form and go up. Yeah, I think this might be one too close. Just haven't got the amount of space I need to maneuver things. So let's just change this belt slightly. Into there. Let's try and do the piping again. Like I said, piping is a nightmare. Change the form and see if I can get that straight into there. Okay, that's managed to connect fairly good. And we'll just put a box at the edge. Full of it because we know it's a finished product. And now we have got vitality potions. So we will need to wait for 100 for that quest. We are coming up towards the end of the day. So I'm just going to have a top up in the shop. Keep an eye on this. Again, this isn't running at full power. Furnaces are running. I think there's an issue with some of the belts. Ah, I've figured out what's happened. I've actually got no money coming up to these, the way I've got it filtered. That's a little annoying. I'd normally got a back section on here. I forgot to cut it. So we can fix it. I wonder why it was running so slow on the quick lime. It should be a lot faster. So I'm going to take it from the bottom belt. So take it from the bottom. Ah, no, we've got to have to move all this. There's just no way of getting... actually, there is. I could just put it above here. Not going to be the most beautiful to look at, but we'll just do it for now. But we can actually make it a bit pretty by putting 2 logs there. That would allow me to get a platform up here. So we could get a platform from here into the back of the money. Now we can put the tower lift on. So take it from the belt. Bring it up to here. I can see money going in there. Okay, end of day. Again, another good day. We did actually get a banded contract complete on this day, so we got an extra 12 silver. So in total, 61,028 expenses. So we're doing good still. So money's going in there. I can see it going in now. So we've just got to do the same for the top And we can just literally do what we did here. Copy this. Go into the bigger version. Up there, up there. Put a log across the top. And then all I've got to do is thread the money from the belt here. Like a temporary fix, it will do until I have to rebuild everything. So we're going to put you into that belt. And then we're going to do another lift. Okay, I need to get higher, otherwise it's not going to allow me build it. Okay, there. So I need the lift to go blue, which it did. There. Try and get up a bit higher. Come on. Game. Up to the top there. And I need it to go onto the platform, which is that way. Okay, how am I going to get up there? I think I was pressing the wrong key. Okay, we got up here. A little troublesome, but we'll fix our problems. I can't build stairs out here, so otherwise I would have done that. Okay, this one doesn't need any of this stuff above it. So I'm just going to remove some of this. It will make it a little easier. For me to fix the problem. That's better. I can get up now. Okay, fix the problem. So we just got to get a belt from this. And we can see money coming up, so we know it's connected the bottom. And now they should start buying stone. Okay, just tidied up some of the builds by taking some of the top platforms off I didn't need. So we should have a good amount. Okay, it's not really coming out the best. This should all be good. Okay, so nothing's backing up. Just need to make sure everything's connected. So is this coming down yet? This is coming down. Full up with fertilizer, so it should be running at its full peak. But it's only giving me 15 a minute. Ah, that's a problem. It's 2 of these I needed. So 5 a minute. So yeah, this is doing 10 a minute. Each of these is doing 5. So I needed 2 stacks of these. Theoretically, I need to cut this and rethread all the lines in a different way. Otherwise, it's just going to be so slow. It's going to take the whole episode before I'll even... No, I need to cut for better than that. So, because it's got piping, this is where you do need to be moving up. So, to cut it, hold down your left shift, select everything on the bottom. Because you've got piping, lose your mouse button first, lift your mouse up so it goes above, then loose your left to shift, then it will include all the piping. Otherwise, it doesn't. And then I can move this over here for the moment, and then I need another one of these stacks. Now, I will need to belt things slightly different. I could just take a joining from here. That might be better. So, what are we going... We'd still need you because you need to thread onto the top. So, I'm just going to cut it from here. Hopefully, I've got enough on me. I probably need to buy some more seeds. But that's an easy fix. So, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to leave a little bit of space just so it's easier for me to thread the belt in. So this belt I can just thread from here into here. So now it's going to be a 50-50 split here. This belt's already full. So it's going to allow this one to catch up. That's fine. Then I can do everything the same, except for I need to rebelt things out. So all the belt lines can all go onto one. That's a good thing. So if we get rid of you and you, I can have this belt coming immediately all the way to the edge to here. So everything in this 3 stack will come and join everything in this 3 stack. Okay, let's go and get some seeds and check the daily quest. So what are we going to get lucky with today? Glass and vitality potions. We might have a chance at both those vitality potions. Now this one finishes today, so that has to take priority. So I'm going to take this one off. So if we can get a little bit more vitality potions, but I've just cut the circuit. We've still got about 12 hours. Well, about 11 hours left. So I need to get this fixed quickly. Let's get all these set up. And let's set the top one up. And then I want to check, make sure everything's working. So we just need to plug this straight into the front here now. And then it will all work again. So again, select it all, loose your mouse, lift it up, get the pipes, loose your left shift, then cut it. Otherwise, like I said, it just won't work. So I'm trying to get that middle belt blue. I think it is there, but I think that's where it needs to go. Okay, it doesn't look like the belts are connected, but that's an easy fix from this angle. Straight into the middle. I wonder why everything was running slow. I just got my numbers wrong. It happens from time to time. Do have some red currants. I'll put them in a box. Just in case I need to test something in future. That might be useful. That's a much better. So yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I think we only need 3. Yeah, because each of these are doing 5. Each of these nurseries will only do 2 of these. So we have got too many flasks still. So yeah, we don't need these 3 on this side. And because we've balanced the system, we don't need these either. So I could have threaded it in slightly different. And unfortunately, I've got to do the piping, get rid of that. Recipe set. We just need to put the quick line back in the back. So get rid of you. And thread that belt in, and then it's all going again. And again, we have twice as much quick lime as we need it, but there's nothing else I can do with it. You can't use it as a fertilizer or anything. Maybe another build I can take some stuff off here in the future. So we go up to 650. Then immediately we're already back up to 600 for the next batch. So it's fairly balanced. A little bit of inefficiency. So it's getting up to the edge. So I think I'll just add one more. And I don't need it for this build. But just instead of all the red currant just backing up. Okay, pipe in. There. Got it piped up. So we've got an extra one now. Just a little more than we need. But it might allow this machine to fill up a little faster. Red currants, I just need to make sure everything's working. So that lift's coming down, so that's coming onto the bottom, so that's definitely working. That lift's coming down, so that's working. Yep, lift's coming down. Lift's coming out the bottom because we did that belt. And is this one coming down? Okay, it's not quite full up with fertilizer, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of a kickstart. That's probably why it's not coming down. Yeah, lift's coming down now. So a little bit of an inefficiency, but we have got enough potions to do that quest now, so that's good. Okay, let's go and turn that quest in now. So we need to turn the one in that's got 0 days on. That's fine, nearly 20,000 on that one. And then we can tag the other quest, which just needs another 30 potions, which we're working on. And then we need 100 to be able to move to the next tier. So I might just let this run in the background. So quicklime, as I said, it's backed up because it's running at twice the efficiency we need. Yeah, this third one I just don't think's helping out, because it's then stopping this one from working, but it should all pipe through either way. Probably might want a flask here. Let's just remove you and put the flasks there as the buffer instead. So if this machine ever fills up, this will fill up now. And we can get bigger jars later. And we can put the 3 underneath there, and I could have belted out the front. That's also an option, but no, I'm happy with that build. Belts are not looking great. What's your issue? Quicklime. $6.7 a minute. Then it goes into the grinders. Have you run out of fuel? Yeah, the fuel's the issue. I did say I think we were right at the very edge of what we could do with the build. But that's fine. This was never meant to be an 100% fertilizer line. It was just using leftover stuff from the other lines. We will have a couple of more points soon, so I could put another one in wood if I want, but we will be getting some new materials to make wood soon. So I can't really do much. We could do a soap build. What do we need for the soap build? We did unlock it, didn't we? No. Let's go and unlock it. We needed more flax, so we need more fertilizer. Now, fertilizer I don't think is the problem. The line's backed up here. How is this looking? Is the top one's getting enough stuff now? Yes, it's up to 10s. But I won't be able to put another build on by the looks of it, because that last stack's going down, not up. Because I put 30 in here just. Just want to have a look at how the belts are looking. So these belts are all solid on here. I think it's because you're taking it all at the bottom. Let's stop you from taking everything. I think that's probably better. The top one has all 3. The second one has 2 slots in case it needs it. And then the bottom one just has the 1 slot, so it doesn't take everything. And the top one I'm okay with taking everything. Then I'll probably do the same with this. Okay, you might be keeping up now. Still at 9. Uses a fertilizer, goes to 8. Yeah, we're right on the limit, so we can't really do any more builds. I'm just going to wait for day end, get the report, and then I might pass a day just until I can get the vitality potions. Well, we've got enough for the day random quest. I'll just turn that one in now, just before day end. Nice bit of money. How are the boxes looking these days? So, all the backlog cleared up with the 2 boxes. We'll keep the 2 up. So, we made 74,000 on this day. And we spent 31 out. So, we're still making a profit every single day. If I didn't do the quest, we'd still be turning a profit of 44 versus 31. And now the shop will be open soon. This will start filling up. But yeah, we're pretty good. The money's now filtering back round, looking a bit better. That will go back onto another cycle round. How's the belt looking on this side? Looking a bit better on this side. Most of the machines should be full up with money already. A lot of the belts up here I've cleared out of the copper. There's still some copper for this to clear out. Same with this. You don't use money. You're just taking direct from the belt, so you're caught up. That's caught up with all silver all the way up to the top. It's more expensive. Or it's more being used, shall I say. This is all fertilizer stuff here. These lines are backed up. So if we need to, we could always divert some of this fertilizer into this fertilizer. If it's struggling. Let's look at the top. Still struggling slightly. So yeah, we'll just, because I've got loads on this belt and it is stationary. No, don't want you to connect to that box. We'll just bring you around the outside. It is going to be a lot of belts where a lot of fertilizer is going to be sitting. And then we just want you to go round into that slot there. So we could do another one of those cross sections. So we need you to go the opposite direction. Yep, that's perfect. And we'll get this fertilizer to come down here. Connect up onto you. Quick lime's already connected up. And then we'll have you filter in onto this belt here. So anything that's just sitting around in this system that's not being used will now go and support this. That should take this up to full capacity. Because I do want this to be running fairly good until we can get the... Yeah, as you see, it's dropped down again, the fertilizer has. But that should help out. There's still quite a bit on that belt. Just, again, priority splitters would be perfect here. I can say prioritise this belt. If this belt is full, then send the excess this way. But that's what we're coming up to now. Let's go and have a look for that quest for the day. And then I'll do that quest and then pass some time until we can get the 100 potions and get up to tier 6. So we've got a bulk order there. We have 4 days to do it. But most of that is fairly simple. Okay, we've got all the stuff for the quest, so let's turn that in. That's going to be 39,000. Just going to top up the shop and then, like I said, wait until I can get that 100 vitality. Let's see where we are at the moment. Now we've fixed some of the inefficiencies. Up to 20 already, so it's probably going to take most of the day for that to accumulate. And I'll just keep the shop topped up in the meantime. Okay, I'm just bringing you back before the end of the day. We've got a little bit of a problem with this last one. As we knew, the furnaces wouldn't be working full power. The belts are quite empty when it comes round to here. And this last one isn't really getting anything. Which means the quicklime here, we're not getting as much as we need. Sage or the plant ash is working perfect because it's one of the first machines to get took out. So this one here is even struggling with fuel as well. But what might be an easier way to do this is I don't need to fuel this end one over here. Because if you remember, we've got a lot of quicklime just sitting on a belt doing nothing here. So all I've got to do is thread this quicklime up onto this belt. It would be fine. And we can do that fairly easy. It is coming up towards the end of the day. We've not quite got the potions, so I wanted to just look at something else. So let's put you down into a smaller tier. We just need something as simple as that. We can thread you round. Okay, end of day report. Okay, again, we made a massive amount. 82,000. We spent out 47. I have set up a couple of more processes. Let's get this sorted first. So we want this line to come up and then split into two. There's enough on the belt to keep it going right at this second. And we want to bring you up to, say, there. We could just copy a couple of lab stands there. We can figure out this belt up into here. And then we'll have another tower lift on this point. So that will flood this belt. So anything that's been less from that last machine, I can tidy up that back area. We don't need it. All them grinders and stuff. And then down here, we can just bring it down to bring on the same belt. Because we only need 30 a minute on this belt. Bring it onto the bottom and take it from the top. And then we should see quicklime coming out here. So it's a 50-50 split. 30 goes this way, 30 goes that way. Which is perfect because that's all we need for this build here. There's still a long backlog. And if it ever backlog, then everything will go this way. We'll fill up these. So let's tidy up this a little bit. So we don't need any of that. We don't need any of that or the belt at the bottom. And we don't need that belt there. Because the furnace is in here. Now, it might get into this furnace now. It might not. Because it's still a bit of a struggle. As long as the first furnace is being done, which it's not currently at the moment. It's extremely sporadic. I'll just give it a little bit of a kick just for a little bit. Which is a bad thing to do, is to kickstart things just to test out. But it will work. I could even move some of these off so this doesn't need as much. Because if you're doing 30 a minute, this is 20 a minute. It would need... It actually doesn't need this last one. That also means that one of those rock crushers is not needed either. Plenty of rocks coming out of 2. We technically don't need this, so that should cut down the amount of fuel the machine uses. You're coming from the middle. Shame it wasn't from the top and I can remove the top machine totally. We'll keep it like that just in case we get fuel efficiency. I can go back up to full. I could have just kept these things, but I don't want it to be burning gas. Yeah, out of that 10 fuel I put in, only 3's available. So the next point I get, I think I do need to put one more in fuel efficiency until we get better fuel. Just to keep this going. But the fertilizer has backed up because we're not using it all. The belts have backed up. There is a little bit more we could be using. And all these are still full up to the brim. So how are we doing with potions now? We're up to 91, so we're very close. Let's have a look at the next quest. So the next quest just needs healing potions, that's fine. Also, I did notice we need steel ingots for that, which we don't unlock till next tier. We need vitality potions for that. I won't do until we move up a tier. And soap we could do for the gloves, but that's only restocking speed. We're not physically restocking. But we do have an inventory upgrade, so I am going to get that one done. So what's the next inventory? Would be transformation. That's not until the end of tier 5. So that's going to be a long time off. But our inventory now is a decent sized. And also what I've done is I've connected these up to portals now. So because I keep forgetting to top them up. It's fully backed up, so these are not really using anything. And I've also put the 2 machines that was over there for doing me planks and doing me stone as an automated one now, being took off on the back. But just look at the belts, looking fairly comfortable across the back now. So that's nice to see. We do need to pick up the bricks from here. Yeah, we'll just grab that. And let's turn that quest in. Let's have a look at the boxes. How are these up here? So the last one hasn't got anything in, so we can just chuck our copper in there. And the belts are fairly empty down here. That was the spell we was having dry. But there's still good 100,000 or so on the belts around the back. Because the fuel's dead, I'm going to remove these now. So I can't put any more on that fuel line. If I do, I'll have to start it up again. Let's just tidy this up slightly. Shows how much this is actually using because it's still got copper in the outside. And it's got loads of silvers going up to the top and everything else. This is the one we had to sort of fix because I missed the belt. That's nice. A good amount of money coming down. All the machines are full. Have we got enough for this? We have. We can do the 100 quest now. Let's move up to tier 6. Sorry, tier 5, not tier 6. We get 2 more points. And we can now go into rotten logs. And like I said, I do love the rotten logs. I think it was a very interesting setup to do that. I also think if you're going to want to do the rotten logs, you will have a lot of wood as a byproduct. We'll go over it in the next episode. But if you're going to do the rotten logs, do the relic at the same time. Because the relic will use up all that wood you're going to have as a surplus. And then you don't need to trash anything. We also get access to coal. Now, coal is another thing. We can have a look in the menu quickly on that one, just as a bit of tease. So the next main quest, as I said, was transformation. There's no other quest there. If we have a quick look at our materials, we've got access to new stuff. So new gloom spores, those comes from the rotten logs, as you can see there. We've got the new coal ore, which is 30,000 heat value compared to what we're using at the moment, which is charcoal powder, which is 48. But the coal you can cut down into, where's it gone? Coal into a crucible equals coke. And can we get the numbers on coke? Not until I think we actually have to break one down before we can get that. Actually, no, coke is a research, if I remember right. Now, we haven't done soap, but we'll come back to that because there is some stuff down here that needs, I think it's you that needs soap powder. So we will have to go back to it. We could get the large flask. That's just a way to get up and down a lot easier, so we're just going to research it. We're going to get the Athanor. New thing to do. I will need to do the shape if I want to go into... Well, we don't need to unlock gloom spores right yet. I can just stockpile the mushrooms. That's where the coke is. So a new fuel source. So I am going to unlock that. Let's cancel you. Just so this one gets done first. I am going to get all 3 of these. Priority merger, priority splitter, and filter splitter. Because that will improve some of the builds we've got. With allowing things to go where I need it to first. And then still's a very easy build. I mean, that will help out my furnaces a lot, but I do think advanced fertilizer and gloom spores, where do I want to go? There's still gears we can sell in the shop. So this line down here is actually very easy to do, and it would give me access to cannons, which will allow me to automate the shop a lot better than we're doing at the moment. Metal stands as well. Allows me to do some more better builds. You can go. I am going to unlock coke. I am going to unlock filter splitters. Won't unlock still until the next episode. This is a bit of a fun one, that is still. And to be quite honest, the still one, I could basically remove the old iron system we've got at the moment. We can combine them together. But we would want to get the new fuel source first. We need to get into coke. So we have unlocked coke now, so we can look at that. So let's just have a look. So currently we're using charcoal powder, which is 48. Plus my upgrades in there equals 14.4 extra. Coke can come from coal ore. Is it? Coke. Charcoal powder in an aphanor equals coke. With a byproduct to charcoal. This is where you start getting byproducts. Really fun to work with byproducts. And this is where filter splitters and priority mergers and priority splitters become extremely useful. So the coke has a 600 compared to the 48 we're using at the moment. And coke powder is a 660. So basically we can turn the charcoal powder we've got at the moment here, add on an extra system at the end to turn the charcoal powder into coke. We can then filter the coke to run the machines instead of charcoal powder, so they're a lot more efficient. Well, we'll grind it down into coke powder, push that into the machine so they're more efficient, and then the charcoal we can send back into a grinder to make the charcoal powder, and we do a system like that. So basically everything we've got with the problems we was having with the fuel systems will be solved in the next one. We won't be having that issue anymore. But I think that's a great place to call it. We will be going more depth into those on the next one. As much as I want to go fertilizer, and I really think I do need to go fertilizer, or the advanced fertilizer, I think I'm going to be doing a still build first and upgrading our existing our existing power setup into a more efficient one. So yeah, hopefully you're looking forward to that one. I am, and I'll be seeing you all again soon. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching.